Mm-mm. They can't hear you. They still cannot hear you. go, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Testing. Hey, okay. Whoa, well, that's a little hot there. All right there, everybody. Hey, welcome back to HitPoint, the only show on the internet where Baku and I stream live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be previewing trailers, talking about rumors. You know, sometimes we start the show on mute, but we recover from it. I tell you, because this is the most professional of all JRPG news podcasts out there on the internet. Who the ones who specifically broadcast live on Sunday evenings at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Especially the ones that are hosted by Baku and myself.
Yes. I'm only laughing because he's muted himself twice.
The funny thing is, I did a false start and I muted myself and I caught myself that I was muted and then I did it again. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna get through this show today, guys. I swear to God, we are going to do this. We got this. This is perhaps, Baku, this might be the most hyped show that we've done so far.
Yeah, I'd say so. Man, that's all.
Right.
A lot of fandoms are coming together and clashing into the show. Usually we get like one big news, right? Like, oh, this one big game, boom, and everyone's super hyped, right?
Yeah.
This time it's like 8 or 9 of these.
I know. It is so many incredible little announcements, little things, little and big things, little and big alike. Opposing fandoms are going to war over Summer Games Fest and finding out which is the one true Highlander among them all. Because in the end, there can be only one. You know that, right, Baku?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there can only be one RPG. There's just one good one that comes out this year, and it has to be mine.
Only one. Only one.
Oh, all right. So, yeah. Welcome back to HitPoint, everybody. This is, by the way, if you didn't know, this is a weekly show, except for the weeks that we skip, where we talk about RPGs, anime news, niche news, and basically anything that Baku and I really care about. And there's been a whole lot of crazy stuff that we care about this week. And yeah, we're going to be talking about that here in just a moment. But first, Baku, it's been a couple weeks. What happened?
What happened? I started Persona 5 because I said that I would play Persona 5 in June. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is taking a minute. So, in order to get around the technicality, I did start Persona 5 in June so that nobody can say nothing to me.
Did you play like one session and you're like, okay,
I played one session. I did exactly one stream of Persona 5, and then after that, I went right back to Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I'm at
hilarious.
I'm at the chapter now where everyone has told me that I will cry, and if I don't, they will question my whether or not I'm truly human.
Sure.
Or just like some kind of reptilian masquerading as a person. Kind of like a Zuckerberg.
So it's some sort of like try not to cry challenge in Xenoblade 3 right now, right?
Yeah, and you know what? The more they say that to me, the more I'm just like, okay, I don't know if I can cry now that you put this expectation on me.
You know, real talk. For real, that is the sort of stuff that totally kills the game for live streamers. It's hype, and legitimately, I know I already plugged the shirt in the chat, but seriously, guys, overhyping a game can absolutely kill it. And the more you try to build up a moment in preparation for that, is like, it just puts so much performance anxiety on your streamer, you know. And when they can't produce in the moment at the climax, it just makes them feel really bad about themselves. So go easy on Baku. You know, he's got some of that. You know, it's all right. just let the moment happen when it happens, eh?
Boy. But I will say the game has been phenomenal so far, and if you have not had a chance to play a Xenoblade game, Derek, you should totally do it because the story is phenomenal.
I will get to them. I will.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take me some time because right now I've been playing through a lot of Trails of Cold Steel 3. I actually took this entire week off in order to work on the show, and it is crazy because I legitimately worked on my show this week like it was a full-time job, and there is still so much left to do. I needed to take another week off, and I am.
How's that
actually
possible?
It's because I just have a backlog of videos to produce in addition to like general maintenance, and like a couple days were just almost entirely dedicated to admin stuff, which is the weird thing. Like time just disappears, it's wild. But that's a couple things that I've been working on. But I also built the new computer.
Nice.
I did that in a live stream the other day. And I shared this very candidly with Baku off stream that I'm going to have to do it over again. Not entirely, but I ended up getting a motherboard that I did not realize was, I realized it was 4X electrically on the PCI Express slots, but the problem is I did not realize. I even mentioned it in the stream. I was like, yeah, but consumer cards are never like 8X slots. Well, turns out this dang DeckLink quad capture card is in fact electrically 8X, but it's incredible. And I was just talking it up to Baku because it takes 4K streams simultaneously, and that's wild. Because
why do you ever need that? I'm trying to understand.
I have two cameras that are currently connected over 4K. This is one of them, and I have a PlayStation 5 that is also connected over 4K.
That's fair, yeah.
So I and it's not that I need them all at once per se, but when I film videos of the game collection, I would like to do it in 4K. And when I record my source footage of PlayStation 5 games, I would like to do that in 5K or 4K. So
5K.
5K. I know. It's just it would be nice. But that's why it's just I finally found a capture card that can do it. Because what you don't realize is that you start to run out of PCI Express lanes. That's a real pain when you start becoming a streamer. It's just like it used to be. You only had to worry about like a video card and a sound card, and maybe a media accelerator card if you're really old school. But otherwise, that was about it. But it's like, man, PCI Express lanes now when you're wanting to do 10 gig networking and capture 4K 3 times in a okay, maybe I'm pushing the boundaries of what I think a computer should be able to do.
Oh, M.2 also runs off of those PCI lanes.
It takes a full it takes 4 of them. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah. It is a lot.
Like, I love M.2, but they should just have their own thing, honestly. Like, if this is going to be the new standard.
I mean, if we want to delve into, if we want to just take a swipe into tech for a second, a lot of capture cards. So a lot of motherboards actually have through the chipset an extra like 4 lanes that they take up just for for that. And sometimes they'll connect one through the, anyways, it's neither here nor there. It's we actually have a lot to talk about this week.
We have a lot.
Besides all of our side swiping into tech here. In fact, we're going to skip a couple of the things that we normally would do during the show, talking responding to comments. We love you guys, but man, we literally have, I think, something like 24 trailers 24. Of it's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot of
it's a lot
of games to get to, and so we're gonna skip a lot of that initial rigmarole, but we will mention that anybody who subscribes or not subscribes, who does the super chats or the channel memberships here, will be responding to your comments at the end of the show. So
yes, that will still happen.
Yes, so we'll definitely still be doing that. But first, Baku, do you want to tell us about what's going on with NISA here? Because we got some updates here to some.
Yes. Okay. We've got a lot of announcements and games coming But let's talk about like the opposite of games being available.
Yeah.
So, what's that, you ask? Yeah, so NISA will be delisting some games off the PlayStation Network and the Nintendo Store, and they've given a couple of dates, different dates for different games. So I'm just gonna list them up for you, and if any of these games sounds interesting to you and you want to pick them up, make sure to do that soon. Unless you have hard copies, of course. These are all strictly digital. So starting on the 15th, God Wars Future Past will be delisted from the Nintendo Store and PSN. June 18th, The Lost Child will be delisted. August 30th, God Wars: The Complete Legend will be delisted off of the Nintendo Store. September 29th, Natural Doctrine will be delisted. And then, last but not least, November 13th, Demon Gaze 2 will also be delisted from the PlayStation Network and the Nintendo Store. So if any of the games are things that you're interested in picking up, you just never went and got it, and again, these are digital versions only, definitely be sure to do that prior to the dates that I've just mentioned. So if you want to take a look at these dates again, I'll be sure to list the tweet from NISA so you can just check up on those dates after the show.
I wonder what it is with that. I wonder what the situation is. You don't normally hear about delistings. That's kind of uncommon. I wonder if that's some sort of license thing that expired, maybe. I don't know.
I've been told that it might have something to do with Kodansha, which is a major company in Japan. These happens to all be games that are tied to Kodansha. So probably some kind of agreements that maybe expired or something. Yeah, with NISA and Kodansha. But there it is.
All right. Well, we do have some upcoming. Well, they were once upon a time. These games were upcoming.
Last week they were upcoming,
and actually, it's one that I've already beaten, and that is Loop 8: Summer of Gods, because Marvelous Entertainment and XSeed Games published this game. They actually sent me a copy in advance to kind of give my 2 cents on, which I have done, and. I think that it's definitely a niche game, a niche within a niche, and some people are going to be really turned off by it. I loved it. I actually beat it. I didn't have to beat it, but I chose to. And I thought it was a lot of fun. So if you're interested in a game that is very pretty, anime aesthetic, it's on Xbox One, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Steam, go check it out. It's very much like a dating sim or a JRPG disguised in many ways as a dating sim. It's really weird. It's really different. But yeah, if you want more info, check out my link. Check out my video that we will link to in the description down below.
Yes.
Now that is it for all the games that were coming out, because in the wake of all this news, everybody was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna sit that one out, dog." So instead, we have some new games that were announced this week, and oh man.
Okay. So let me just start with this. Let me just start by prefacing this, right? We had a couple of things that we watched. Okay. Not including the Xbox showcase that happened today and the Summer Game Fest, because those are the 2 large ones that everyone knows about. We'll also have to sit through what is a Guerrilla Collective showcase, Future of Play Direct, Wholesome Direct showcase, Days of Death showcase, PC Gaming show, just to sort of complete the not E3 experience this week. It all kind of went down this week, right? We had the Sony one, and then we're like, ooh, that's cool. I wonder what's happening next. And then it's 7 shows later. And now I'm really tired of looking at trailers. Yeah, know that we have to look at trailers, do some research, look at when the games are coming out, look at what other platforms they are, other information, not just here's the trailer.
It'd be so nice if it was just here's the trailer. But
okay, move on.
I know.
Yeah. So okay, look,
The minutia always killed me. Ugh.
Oh, right. We did our homework. We checked out all the information. Here are the list of games that we feel like would be of your interest. Curated list, if you will. Out of I think we looked at like 100+ games easily. Like Wholesome Direct was like 80 games by themselves.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about a lot of indie games because as you would expect from like Xbox Showcase and Summer Game Fest, most of those are AAA titles, if not backed by like major companies. But we do want to give like our indie developers some love. So we will be starting off with talking about some indie games, and we'll move on to like some of the more AAA titles as the show progresses. So don't worry if you are here, if you think a game should have made this list and it didn't, my apologies, but it's probably not because we missed it. It's just there's too many games to talk about.
I was gonna say there actually is
way too many games to talk about.
There is also the possibility that we might have missed something because there just has been such a deluge. So
true, yes.
I mean, there is a possibility. It's just unlikely because, by the way, huge thank you, Baku, for putting in all the extra time this week to help curate a lot of all of this. So
many hours of many hours.
Yeah, I mean, sitting through the JRPG trailers, that's the highlight. Sitting through like the Let's Dance 17 or whatever is like
it's so nice when they timestamp it so that I can just like it's kind of skip through. I mean, some titles are obvious, like we're not gonna cover a Just Dance whatever, but some titles are like, oh, that sounds interesting, and then I have to like really sit through to think whether or not this should even make the cut.
Yeah, is this niche? Is this an RPG? Hard to tell. You know,
hard to tell. Is it an RPG? And in fact, there's a game in here where it's been called an RPG. I haven't found anything RPG about it, but we'll talk about it. It's interesting. All right, let's go.
Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga, Legends DLC. Freedom Games and Dancing Dragon Games have announced the Legends DLC for their 2022 tactical RPG called Symphony of War, the Nephilim Saga. The DLC includes 8 new story chapters, 13 new classes, new game plus, and the super final boss mode.
I don't know what the super final boss mode means, but that's what they said.
I don't know either, but I mean, back in my day, once upon a time. I should probably turn that down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, back in my day, the super bosses were just part of the standard game. But
so this game looks pretty cool, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that do look good though.
Yeah, Symphony of War. Yeah, so the game is already out. In fact, I was going through our game list, and we actually talked about Symphony of War exactly a year ago.
Really?
Around June 10th. Yeah, exactly a year ago was when we last talked about Symphony of War, and I found that pretty interesting. And now a year later, we're talking about their DLC. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah. So I think this game is definitely for the people who are interested in the older style Fire Emblem game.
Yeah.
But with like a twist.
Yeah. And some people in chat here say that it's a great game. So check it out if you're interested.
It's a bit like Fire Emblem / like Battle Ogre. It's like Tactica. The Ogre Battle. Ogre Battle.
Oh, yeah.
So you got like little like squad, with like the different classes in like a group, but then you also move them around on like a grid base, like Fire Emblem. So it looks really good.
Yeah, and the DLC looks like it's going to be released sometime this year on all supported platforms, which makes sense.
Yeah, the official time is soon.
Soon. TM.
Whenever soon is. All right, let's move on to the next game. That's
looks
definitely
interesting.
It looks really interesting. So I wanted to include some games that are like not so like heavy and dark, but this looks like a fun game, short game. From Heavy Lunch Studio, this is a new turn-based RPG adventure featuring a hermit and his pig. The game is called Hermit and Pig. Yeah, I know. So the story goes like this. They set out one morning to forage mushrooms to avoid human interaction. When a girl from a nearby village shows up asking for help, they're plunged into a conspiracy well above their pay grade, which is $0.
I was gonna ask how much does it pay to be a hermit, because I mean, asking for a friend.
I love it. That was an official quote from the game developers, by the way. I like the sense of humor. It looks good. Yeah. So let's check it out.
All right.
You play as the old man, by the way.
I dig it.
And the pig.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the clarification.
You're welcome. Those are the playable characters.
A bird with glasses. Everybody wears glasses in this game, apparently. That's cool.
I really like the art style too.
Yeah, part of me wants to be like, oh, it's like Earthbound because it's outlined in black, but I don't think that it actually is.
I mean, some minor inspiration perhaps, but
sure. Oh wow.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe looking at that battle system a little bit.
Yeah.
Attack, handbook, inventory, run.
Apparently, you have to fight. You have to fight the your neighbors and stuff. I don't know. Like
that sounds awesome. And he's got a cane. He's got a cane.
Agree to disagree. Village girl wants to talk.
Actually, I should run. This looks.
I know.
Incredible.
I saw that and I was like, well, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it. I mean, we've got all these crazy AAA, I know, but listen, we got to make room for, you know, the not so AAA, but nonetheless interesting and fun experience, right? So
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, a lot of times, truth be told, a lot of the AAA games leave me feeling a little cold, but indies so often just hit the mark.
I know.
It's kind of wild.
I know.
It's because they're made with, you know, it's like fresh made chocolate chip cookies from your mom, right? Because they're made with love.
I know.
They're made with love. It's the best,
Yes.
and they cannot be outdone. That's what indie RPGs do. And if you don't believe me, just try a few. I promise.
It's grandma's cooking. It's grandma's cooking. It's warm. It's just so nice.
Yeah.
I don't know how to go. Yeah, I've been playing a couple of indie RPGs, indie titles, like just between all like the AAA games. It's been so nice to be able to just sync like maybe a stream or two indies and feel like, wow, some people out there care about making a good game.
I wonder if part of it has to be that it's like it's such a small team and they work on them for so long that if like by the time they get bored of it, they have to change it to something that they're not bored of. And I think that's got to be part of it. Part of it is like, because if you're an indie and you've been just knees deep in this thing for like 3 years, and if you're not sick of it by the time that it finally comes out, you've done it. Good job.
Yeah.
You have an incredible game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Did you have anything else about Hermit and Pig to say?
So, no release date on this one, unfortunately, but this is really new, but we'll keep an eye on it. It is being developed for PC though, but that could change. That often does change over time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we're going to come on console. We're going to go on the Switch.
Yeah.
So, whenever they have new announcements, we'll be sure to keep you guys up to date.
So next up, we've got a game from NPC Studio who have announced their new, wait for it, farming sim RPG called Fields of Mistria. The game takes place in Mistria, an idyllic village tucked between the forest and the sea. You have been offered an overgrown but full of potential homestead in exchange for your assistance. You can restore the town to its former glory after an earthquake wreaks havoc, and strange magic beings begins to flow through the land. Or strange magic begins to flow through the land.
Yes.
Words are hard sometimes.
Words are hard today.
Yeah, but that's all right because we have this cool trailer that we can all focus on instead of my word stumbling.
So immediately you're greeted with
This looks like
late 90s.
Yes,
like,
I was gonna say Magical
anime.
Girl, Sailor Moon
Yes.
anime.
Yes. And let's just say that I feel like there's a really heavy inspiration from what is it called? Stardew Valley.
Oh sure. I mean, Stardew
Again.
Valley is for farming RPGs. The thing that is like as to like Undertale was to RPGs. Like it just made so many waves that
12
everything.
marriage candidates.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Did that
This lady came straight from Sailor Moon.
I was gonna say that's for
This
sure.
one too.
But that blacksmith lady, she had the little blushies, so you know that she's romanceable.
Oh my god.
It's a fact.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to play Stardew Valley but thought to yourself, you know what? I would totally play it if the character portraits were like late 90s shoujo character art. Yeah, then this might be it for you. It's like darn it. That was the only thing that was missing from it being a perfect game. Loved everything about it. I just wish that they had 90s shoujo anime art. Well, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, what's not to love about anime 90s shoujo art?
I saw that. I was like, this is like they've got to be big fans of Sailor Moon. They had to be.
Yeah. I mean,
They had to be.
There's a very good reason that was one of the first words or set of words, Sailor Moon, to be expelled from my mouth upon seeing that artwork. It was involuntary. I was just like, that's kind of like Sailor Moon.
Well, you and me both. And Derek and I had not talked about this prior to the show, so he's looking at it for the first time. And we both came to the same conclusion.
You have no idea how much self-control it has taken me, guys. I'm telling you this. I have looked at maybe one or two of all of the trailers we're looking at today, and I am just it's gonna be a wild ride. So that should also probably put into perspective how much effort Baku has done this week.
It's true. Derek has looked at basically none of these. All right.
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped though. Oh my god.
I hope you are.
So Fields of
this
Mistria.
next one.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry.
I gotta say.
Okay.
It's
That's right.
planned for a release sometime. It's not soon, but it is sometime in 2024 on
2024.
PC. Yeah, for PC. So check that out.
It'll be a while. All right. This next game is the game that, I looked at the trailer and I'm like, are you sure this is an RPG? But look, the developers insist that this is an RPG.
They insist.
They insist that this is an RPG. So I'll report it as such. Developer Long Way Home announced their new racing RPG. You heard it right. Racing, like car racing RPG called Resistor.
Nice.
Car racing RPG. I was like, what? So I'm like, carry on. Tell me more. The game takes place in 2060, where world governments have long since destroyed one another, and in their place stand self-contained city-states presided over by a league of powerful corporations. Sounds a little bit like what is it called? Cyberpunk. To remain competitive but friendly, the corporations take turns hosting an annual racing tournament for the masses, setting the finest teams and the bravest challengers against one another in a series of exhilarating high-speed death races.
That sounds
The
incredible.
ultimate prize? Yeah, the ultimate prize, a one-way ticket to permanent citizenship and a better life inside the cities. So it's that weird dystopian thing where like government's gone, corporations take over, everyone lives happily inside a city, but outside a city, just like death wastelands where like anything kind of goes.
So kind of like now, but a little bit worse.
Yeah, just a little bit worse.
Okay, sure.
Yeah,
Let's check this out.
Yeah, they do these races, and if you win, you get to become a citizen in the city, and that's nice and good.
I thought you hated racing.
I need to get into the city again.
Who is going to walk away with this year's City Pass? Tune in and find out. It's going to be one hell of a ride.
City Pass.
Okay. This
How's everyone enjoying the
looks
show?
pretty cool.
He can't be allowed to keep
I don't know how this is an RPG. I'm just waiting for... I'm trying to see how this is an RPG. I watched the trailer multiple times. I'm like, I'm not sure how this is an RPG.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, it looks cool. So, okay,
It would not
sure.
be the first. Let me tell you, it would not be the first RPG, racing RPG. I know of.
Oh, that's true. There was
couple.
another one before. Yeah.
Yeah. So they don't show off any gameplay. It's a lot of it is absolutely a lot of cinematics, which is what you got to do when you're trying to sell a game or to drum a pipe. But, you know, that leaves a lot of room. And if this is an RPG, oh, that could be really interesting. Could be very interesting.
Yeah, the art looks really good. I like the kind of the cel shaded sort of art. Yeah, we'll see what that comes though. So this is being published by P Cube, so you know, chances are it's gonna be like physical release and all that. It did no release date on it yet though, but it is being developed for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. So many platforms to play this game on.
Awesome.
Yes.
Well, if a RPG that was based around racing just isn't really your thing, or if it's just not really weird enough for you, how about a turn-based RPG for volleyball? Clay Publishing and Wishes Unlimited announced just such an RPG called Beastieball. You play as a coach who will train up and utilize beasties through turn-based volleyball battles. When you have the ball, you have multiple actions to pass and set up a devastating attack. When the other team has the ball, though, you have to anticipate their attack and make defensive plays. And we have a trailer for it as well. Creators of Wandersong? Really? Okay.
This is kind of like Pokemon with volleyball and
Beasties. I think you mean
Beasties.
to say. Yeah,
The Beasties.
totally different from Pokemon.
Totally different.
100%.
You know, I heard Beastie Ball. I'm like, Beastie Boys? It's like, no,
That's
Beastie
what I
Balls. Here's the combat, by the way.
Hey,
This
you
is
know what
the
they
combat.
say? You gotta fight for your right to volley with the
no.
Beastie Ball.
Oh, no. No, we did not go there. No. I refuse to. No. So there you go. This is...
This gameplay looks pretty interesting, for sure.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me, I mean, the concept. I haven't seen the before this trailer. I even saw it. The concept reminded me of Kunio-kun series, how they had Ultimate V-Ball, you know?
Oh, look, they evolve and stuff. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Totally not Pokemon.
Totally
please.
not.
Totally
sure.
not. Totally not. It's Beastie Ball.
They're legally distinct from Pokemon.
It's legally not Pokemon, guys. Come on.
But I will tell you that it is they are planning to release this sometime in 2024 on PC. And also, they do have an open Kickstarter going. So,
Yes.
if you would like to get in on this, if that looks like it's up your alley for your very specific and weirdly niche for tastes in video games, this is your one opportunity to support such a video game while it's still in development. Check it out in the
Yeah.
links in the description down below after the show. You'll find that soon. But anyways, it's called Beastieball, and for everybody who's watching live, thank you. A Google search will probably help you find your destination for the time being.
That's true. All right. Next up, we've got Dear Villagers and La Motord. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm actually
sounds so
pretty
familiar.
certain that I've mispronounced it. Announced their turn-based RPG, Terra Memoria, where you explore the world of Terra through 6 playable characters. I would like to talk more about it, but let's take a look at the trailer. I think it's going to tell you a lot more about the game.
Yeah, let's check this out.
Look at that. Beautiful turn-based RPG that's coming.
Yeah. It's kind of
It's got that
first thought, Breath of Fire. Second thought,
Okay.
Suikoden.
Okay.
Third thought, Bastion. If you ever played that game,
Yes.
it's got some
Look at the
interesting
combat.
vibes.
Look at that combat. I'm sorry, you were saying Suikoden? What?
A little bit, yeah.
They
Here,
have
let's-
a little similar to Suikoden.
I want to watch that again. I mean, the Breath of Fire influences are obviously there.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I could talk more about it, but why don't we just look at it?
You know, the
You like
3D
that
area.
Pixel on 3D.
So there's obviously some sort of building mechanic there for the rails.
Yes.
It looks a little, I mean, it might just be the walk animation looks a little slow and trudging, but it's wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful
Right?
art. I want to see more. I'm gonna watch it one more time. It's just it's such a short trailer. I gotta see the combat again.
The combat looks a bit like what is it called? Suikoden.
You think?
Yes. Kind of. I mean, instead of like the top left corner being the enemy, they just kind of like
isometric.
flipped it a little bit. Yeah.
I could kind of see that.
They just kind of flipped it.
Yeah.
But very similar style.
Yeah, I mean, and the isometric combat is also very reminiscent of Breath of Fire. I'm going to do my best to hype responsibly, but I think that there's a oh man, it kind of reminds me of Tears of Magic. You know, that game that we talked a little bit about.
Oh yeah.
They had that Kickstarter, but it didn't fill out. But they did. They are continuing work on it.
Yeah.
This is kind of, oh man, oh god, I'm very, very interested in seeing where this goes.
Well, you know, if you are interested in this, no need to wait until 2024 because this game is coming out in 2023.
Really?
Sometime in 2023, on PS5, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. So I think they have probably a relatively experienced publisher that's helping them out.
Oh man,
That's my feel for it because usually indie developers that don't have that benefit, they typically do PC release only, and if their game does well, then they move on to like consoles through some publisher coming in and be like, hey, you want to make more money? But they're already, you know, expanding to consoles like immediately in addition to like basically Steam. So I feel like there's this pretty strong reason to believe that they will actually release this in 2020. This, by the way, is coming from a French developer. You will see a lot of games. I won't necessarily spell it out that they're from like a different country, but a lot of these developers are from you know, Europe and South America and stuff. It's really cool. to not see like dominance of ideas from just Japan and America, basically.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about a couple more of these down the line. But this is coming from France, so good job. That looks gorgeous. It's supposed to be like a slow pace, cozy kind of RPG. You kind of hang out around the campfire, yeah, at night, and that's how like your journey ends for the night, kind of deal. Yeah,
that sounds
that's what
like
they've
Breath
said.
of Fire. I mean, the more you talk, it sounds like Breath of Fire 3. Breath of Fire 3 with its campfires. Yeah.
Does it?
I'm just hype responsibly.
I'm glad that you give me the reaction that I thought you would give me. Thank you. That's why I'm like, I'm not going to talk about this game. Let's just watch this thing and then we can talk about it afterwards. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Let's move along to our next game, which I don't know why I felt like I was about to play the trailer. Okay. Developer Spectra Entertainment have announced their new Game Boy Advance style RPG deck building strategy game called Dream Tactics. You will play as Neru, or Neru, a young
probably.
witch, Neru, who is out to save Dream World from danger by fighting the Pillows. Which is the name of a group who seeks to trap the residents of the dream world in endless slumber. Oh,
yes,
man.
this is not a.
They're not actually
prank.
fighting actual pillows, but it is a group called the Pillow. Okay,
They
yeah.
may also be actual pillows. I don't know.
Oh gosh, I hope they kind of are, because seeing somebody like punch a pillow repeatedly would be so good. I would be so happy. I would be.
Let's see.
Okay, let's check this out.
You can see the Game Boy Advance like immediately.
Definitely higher res than GBA, but not terrible. They are actual pillows. Oh my god.
So you find cards along the journey, and then you have to use the cards to like do battle. And Neru means like sleep in Japanese, so I'm like, okay, this is very on the nose. That's why you're like, is it Neru or Neru? I'm like, it's probably Neru.
On the nose seems oddly specific. It sounds like it's a little bit on the head.
But that's cute. They got little dungeon, like physical dungeon sessions.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, but it's definitely a tactical RPG.
And
Dream
that is
Tactics.
Dream Tactics.
Tactics.
Is this the sort of game that you've been dreaming of? Well, you can find out sometime in 2023, this year, on PC.
Yes. That looked really cute. So yeah. So yeah, time for a maybe not so cute game. Now something darker. Developer Kumi Soul showed off their gothic Metroidvania called The Last Faith. Let's take a look at that trailer.
All right.
The
Can I
Last
and also can I just mention?
Faith.
Can I also just mention for everybody real quick? We are not even like a quarter through all of the trailers.
Are we not? Are we not at a quarter? Are we not?
Not quite. Not quite. There are so many trailers, and these have all been really short.
Yeah, and this is after I've gone through like 200 of these.
I think I got a bad case of stigmata. You might want to see a doctor about that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
really like the art in this one. It's like really well made.
Yeah. Dude, it's like Symphony of the Night, but with a katana. I'm in. Dude, that looks rad. Okay, so
Right?
he doesn't just have a katana. He's got a litany of different kinds of melee
Weaponry?
weapons.
Yeah.
He's got an arsenal. Look at that.
I think this is great
Oh,
for
and he's
all the
got guns
Metroidvania
too.
fans.
Okay, so it's obviously one of those games where you have a main weapon and an offhand.
Mm-hmm.
Your sidearm, if you will. Called Last Faith.
Last Faith, yeah.
And it's coming out sometime in October, apparently.
Yeah,
Which
October
October?
2023. This year.
Oh.
This year. This October, yes. On PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, Switch, and PC. So basically all your modern platforms. You can choose your preferred platform to play this one. It looks stunning. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let the game speak for itself. That's all you really needed to see. That looked great.
Well, next up, we've got a game that I'm pretty sure we've spoken about a time or two before.
We had.
From developer Pixelated Milk. I don't know why that name cracks me up a little bit. They shared their newest on the upcoming game called SacriFire. The game is going to feature music from none other than Motoi Sakuraba. You know, if you're familiar with like the Trails games or the Star Ocean games or a litany of other games that he's been in. Oh, hello, Turbo.
Hello. We have a guest star today, guys.
Yeah. So, if you've ever played Star Ocean or a Tales game, chances are you've already enjoyed this person's work. But we also got a new trailer to accompany this SacriFire news.
What is that?
Oh, you definitely hear the music. You hear that?
It takes a toll in ways you can't imagine.
You hear that?
I hear it all right.
You hear that Sakuraba theme right there? Yeah.
I feel that Sakuraba music. I don't know if that's
Because when I was listening to it, I was like, "Is this Valkyrie Profile? Like what?" And then I read on it a little bit more. It's like, oh my god, Sakuraba is working on this. Like what?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to this game for some time now.
Since 2021. They announced it in 2021. They had like the little Kickstarter, and this is like their latest.
Oh, wait, there's more. Okay. That was it. That's cool as heck, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Pause. Yeah. So, Pixelated Milk is bringing you more Sakuraba. So, which is really impressive for a kickstarting company to be like, yeah, Sakuraba. Hey, you wanna come over here work on some tunes for us?
You want to do another one?
Yeah, another. I mean, Sakuraba. He works on so many good games though. So it's like, anyways. So we don't have a release date yet, but it is still being developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, Nintendo Switch, and also PC. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for it and brace yourselves for some Sakuraba impact.
Man, that game actually looks really good.
Are there pixelated cookies? I sure hope so.
I would like some pixelated cookies. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so great.
All right, so this is the last game before we dive into Summer Game Fest and the Xbox showcase. And this game I actually found about let's say 20 minutes before I stopped writing the show, because I was still watching the PC gamer the PC gaming show.
Oh yeah.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah, the PC gaming show. And so I saw this, and look, if I missed some stuff from PC gaming show, there's a lot of stuff. Then unfortunately I missed it. But I was glad that I caught this one, because this looks phenomenal. Now, this is from the creators of 9 Years of Shadow, which we've talked about, right? Do you remember 9 Years of Shadow? Remember that one Metroidvania where like the lady wears these special armors that looked kind of like they're from like Saint Seiya almost, and they have like different elements, and you can traverse. Yeah, well,
Vaguely.
this is their newest 2D action platformer called Mariachi Legends. I didn't know this, but the developer Harbor Studios, actually they're based in Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. I mean, I did not know. I just like, oh yeah, sure. There's a studio that makes this game. Okay. But this time they want to make a game that has some kind of Mexican theme built in. So I thought
That's
that was pretty
awesome.
cool. Yeah. So before we watch the trailer, there's an interview between the Harvard Studios CEO Miguel Hassan with PC Gamer, and he said for this particular game, we wanted to do something combat oriented. It's a simple game, but we wanted to make a game that's on the shorter side. That's a tight, compelling experience. And whenever a indie developer tells me that it is a tight, compelling experience, it just makes me feel really good.
I know.
Because that means it's like maybe like a 10-hour game and it's just action packed back to back, no filler, no fluff, right?
Yeah.
I'm all for that. So let's take a look at that trailer and you'll see why I just had to include this game in.
All right, let's check this out.
Also, for whatever reason, they had Japanese voiceover instead of Spanish. I have no idea why.
I was gonna say they said mariachi. You said mariachi, and I was like,
Yeah.
you said a Mexican word, but with like, or a Spanish word, but with a Japanese.
That was the reason why.
Pablo Cruz.
Yeah. I'm like, why is this Japanese voiceover? I was very confused when I was watching it. But the game will speak for itself. It's an incredible looking game. They've got that like the Day of the Dead kind of aesthetics in there, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. La Sombra.
That is some cool pixel art.
Yes. Now in development.
Heckin' A, man.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to like them bringing that piece of culture in and just being able to like showcase like what they can do, you know.
Yeah.
It looks great. The again, 9 Years of Shadow already kind of proven itself. It is a gorgeous game. It plays super well. I tried it a little bit. And so if you guys like Metroidvania games, definitely look to 9 Years of Shadow. It's a great game. So I'm super excited to see their next game. I actually did put one and one together. I saw the studio name. I'm like, huh, that sounds familiar. I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, oh, those are the 9 Years of Shadow guys. Super cool. So this game is actually planned to be due out sometime this year. This is crazy because it's like, oh yeah, this is their game that they're working on now. And you're expecting like 2025. No, this is being planned for sometime this year, maybe towards the end of the year. So hey, good on them for being able to push these quality games out in relatively speedy times. But yeah, so if you are a fan of these 2D action platformers, stay tuned. We'll give you guys more news as they become available.
All right. So, if all of these trailers we've been previewing so far just don't have enough A's in them, we do have some AAA sort of games to start talking about for you.
Turn that up a little bit, right?
Yeah. We're just going to turn up the volume just a smidge. Starting with Studio Sai, who just gave us a new trailer to their dating sim action game, which I'm interested in. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I'm a sap for this sort of stuff. Eternights, where you can scavenge for supplies, explore dungeons, and of course, maybe even going on some dates if you're lucky. If you don't screw it up. Let's check it out.
We're doing everything for our survival, of course.
Hey, there's short-term survival, day-to-day, long-term survival, your progeny.
The date.
Exactly.
The dating, right?
I don't know how much longer we can hold out. It won't be easy, and the road will be long. Who knows? Maybe we'll find
Okay, so I was
So
I was talking to people the other day, and I was like, "Where am I seeing these like character models from? Like, why do they look so familiar?
Yeah.
They look like MMD models.
MMD.
MMD is like a MMD is it's this like program kind of thing with like very janky 3D models where like they use those to do like dancing videos from like maybe like the 2000s.
Okay.
They look like MMD models. I was like, I know this look. I know what they look like. They look like MMD models.
To make things less scary.
I just that is a niche I'm not within, apparently. But that's cool. That's cool. I'm not judging, you know.
No.
You like
I
watching
mean,
MMD
yeah.
videos? It's cool.
Teacher might
It's cool, bro.
MMD videos is definitely a thing that that happened in the 2000s. Oh wow, she became 2D out of nowhere.
I mean,
Yeah.
R2
after
the whole hand up.
They know.
Oh.
They know their target audience, you know.
They're like, we're gonna show this scene again. Also, we're totally playing this stupid game again. That mini game from Final Fantasy 7 remake.
you can fight monsters, explore dungeons.
That's kind of cool.
I mean,
So it's like this is a game where it's like if you've ever been told like I wouldn't date you if you were the last person on Earth. This is a game where it's like, well, actually, you might be the last man on Earth, and it appeals to the male fantasy.
Oh, of world ending.
I'm just joking. I'm just making jokes here, but that actually could be kind of cool, dude. I mean, let's give that guy a hand.
Oh my god.
I mean, seriously though, that looks like a tough crowd. So Eternights. Yeah,
Yes.
it's going to be coming out on September 21st of this year on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and PC as well.
That's right. Yeah, and that date actually came out maybe an hour before I stopped
before
writing
today's show. Oh yeah.
Yes. They like last minute they're before I was like, oh yeah, it's coming out in September, right? And then just last minute they're like, oh, by the way, here's the exact date. It's like, okay. I'm like still editing the thing like an hour before the show. All right. See, now you know. Now y'all know why sometimes I can't write these things ahead of time. Next up, we've got something that I think a lot of fans been asking for, and you know, especially the ones who weren't super satisfied with Frontier. Sega announced a new Sonic game that will be developed by Arzest, a studio ran by the Sonic's original designer Naoto Oshima. So this is going to be a 2D Sonic title. Now, the head of Sonic team, Takashi Iizuka, had mentioned that he had actually gone to a fellow named Christian Whitehead. He was the one who directed the 2017 Sonic Mania, which was a huge hit, of course. But the plans kind of fell through. It didn't really work out. So that he brought the idea over to Oshima, again, the person who designed the iconic Sonic. And then before you know it, the project just kind of took off. So this is a new 2D Sonic game with updated graphics. You want to take a look at that?
You bet. Let's take a look. And I was actually watching this with a few friends in Discord at the time.
Oh.
And so far up to that point, we were kind of like bored. We were actually really bored. And then this came on and we were like, hey, dude, Sonic, finally something, you know, of interest. But yeah,
I really like what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not even a Sonic fan.
No.
And just
I think we've made that abundantly clear over the last year.
I've said it too many times.
I mean, no. Just, I feel like even just like the passive, like as we like hear some Sonic news about, you know, what was there was the new Sonic that came out that was supposedly RPG-ish. It was like Breath of the Sonic.
Breath of the Sonic.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
That was Frontier.
Yeah, Sonic Frontier. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like that came out, and even then we're just kind of like
good.
just a lot of. We've taken a lot of pot shots at Sonic over the year.
I've been told that I should
feel kinda
play
bad.
Frontier because it's an RPG,
Yeah,
and I'm like, baby.
but this actually like this does appeal somewhat to my actual 2D Sonic fandom, which I did. I had a Sega Genesis back in the day, and a 32X, and I liked Knuckles Chaotix, but yeah, that appeals to me for sure.
Yeah, and this game will have multiplayer, so you can play with your friends. That's actually sounds really fun. Now, I don't know if it's going to be like online multiplayer or is it local multiplayer only, but hey, I think being able to play this with your friends.
I hope that it's local at least, and maybe online, because like if you can't, I feel like the tolerances for lag on a Sonic game have to be so razor thin that I wouldn't want to play it any other way.
Yeah, a local multiplayer would be really nice. This is coming out fall of this year on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and the PC. Also, there's a link that we'll include in the description where you can sign up for a newsletter with the Sonic Superstars, where you can get an exclusive Amy Rose skin. So, hey, if you've got like an email that's just laying around and you don't care, you can just sign up and you know you're going to get this game because you're a Sonic fan. Definitely do that and get yourself a free skin.
All right. Well, I went ahead and gave you a second topic here because of the way things aligned. So go ahead and take it away again. It's fine.
Sure, I saw that and I was like, Derek.
Hey, it's not about me. It's about giving you what you need. I promise.
Sure, I'm sure that's what it was. Do you have something against Pinocchio? Is that the problem, or is it the
Yes.
French that you don't like, or both?
Yes.
Oh,
It's
right.
the long nose. Yeah.
It's the long. Talking about Pinocchio, of course. NeoWiz gave us a new trailer for their French-inspired steampunk action RPG, Lies of P,
That's
and
right.
also a firm release date. Let's take a look at that.
Alrighty.
We had talked about this a couple of times already, but now we got a firm date and a new trailer. So let's take a peek again.
Yeah, you know,
Some combat.
I got nothing about Pinocchio in particular. It's just I like my RPGs with no strings attached.
But
No, but seriously though, this
Derek's cracking himself up.
hey, if you can't make yourself laugh,
It's true.
how are you gonna make anybody else laugh?
And
Let's see. I think I did see a short portion of this teaser the other day. God, that looks cool.
yeah, this game looks great. I don't know how it plays, but it looks fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know blue hair was a thing.
It's a thing. It do.
I was
be
like, is that
way
a dude you
sometimes.
fight or what?
I don't know. Hard to say.
I just wish that it showed more gameplay and less of these like
Yeah.
cinematography.
Yeah. Cinematics.
Yeah, cinematics.
I kind of like the idea of somebody fighting with an umbrella. You know, that appeals to me.
So,
Let's not make it a habit.
and the reason why I thought I would have preferred more gameplay is because this game's coming out in September 19th for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. The only one that you can't play this game on is the Switch. Pre-order is
that tracks.
that tracks. Pre-order is already available, and the public demo is already out. So this is the caveat. Yeah, we didn't get to see a lot of gameplay, but you could just go play the demo. There's also that. And as a matter of fact, I've seen a couple of stream this game already. I didn't click to look at it, but I saw that people were streaming the demo already. So yeah, I'm planning to download the demo just to see it for myself later too. So check that out.
All right. So we got a little bit more information about a multimedia project that Baku and I actually talked about a few months ago at this point.
That's right.
Called Sandland.
Sandland.
There's a short manga series by Akira Toriyama that was serialized in Jump in the late 2000s. The story follows Beelzebub, the prince of the underworld, and his journey through the Sandland with the old man, Rao, and Thief. We have
is
a
just the character's name, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I thought about it for a while.
Thief?
Yeah, his name is Thief. That's his name. That's just his name.
We got a trailer for this thing. Let's check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when I saw the trailer for that, a lot of people I was talking to were like, "Oh my god, what is this thing?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I forgot Sandland was a thing."
The Sandland's a thing. Yeah. The last time we looked at it, it was like a super short teaser trailer.
So short.
Like,
It was
like 20 seconds, maybe.
I wasn't sure if we had like even a teaser at that, or if it was we had like a screenshot.
Yeah.
Of that Game Boy. That's cool. It's got like a backlit Game Boy.
That's Rao.
That's Rao. Okay.
Yeah, that's Old Man Rao.
Who do you suppose is Thief?
And that's Beelzebub.
Oh, sure. Who's Thief?
Thief, that guy with that guy who was just in the tank, on top of the tank.
Huh?
Yeah, that's Thief.
So it's like two old dudes,
pointy
and a devil.
ears. Yeah. So it's gonna be an action title for sure. I don't know if it's gonna be an action RPG, but it's definitely gonna be like an action title.
I don't even care if it isn't an action RPG. I'll be.
I mean, it looks really
thing.
good. And this is coming from Bandai, so I have a pretty
Same
good feeling
people
about
as,
them.
One Piece Odyssey.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a sucker for Akira Toriyama's artwork, so you know, of course I was gonna be excited for this, man. Yeah, so that's cool as heck, man.
Yeah, I think Bandai is trying really hard to
capture that weeb audience.
Well, that, but also trying to make actual good tie-in games. Yeah, actually good tie-in games. No more BS like, oh, yeah, you're a fan. You're getting this because you're a fan. You're not expecting a good game. You're just a fan, and it's
a good strategy.
Pleases you. Yeah,
we are so used to the worst. we're so used to like passable RPGs at best, you know, coming out of our fandoms.
Right.
So yeah, making good stuff for us is going to be like, man, if that can be their thing, that's a solid niche.
I mean, if you think about it, Bandai Namco also makes Star Wars Online games.
Yeah,
which we've talked about. So
people like them, and that's why they keep making them.
Yes. So I think that's the crazy thing is the fact that we talk about these.
I assumed they were garbage, and I avoided them. And now I have to catch up, and I feel bad. But about Sandland, we don't have a release date yet, but it is currently being developed for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X and S, as well as PC. So, not Switch. And also Sandland movie from Sunrise is due out on the 18th of August in Japan.
That's right.
Probably in the US too sometime. So
Yeah.
keep your eyes peeled for that too, because that's gonna be cool. I mean,
Yeah.
Akira
there you
Toriyama
go.
movie. Let's go. Let's do
Yeah,
it.
there you go. Like, so we weren't kidding when we're saying it's a multimedia project, and we also weren't kidding that there will be anime news.
And I wasn't kidding when I told you that I rearranged the topics for your sake, because look what's next.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. Okay. So, the new Gakutoku Studio gave us a deeper look into the upcoming spin-off, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, a really long title, that will detail series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu's days after the conclusion of Yakuza 6 and before the start of Yakuza, not Yakuza, Like a Dragon 8. They changed the name.
That's right.
They changed the name on me. So yeah, so let's take a look at
series,
that trailer.
The series formerly known as Yakuza.
The series formerly known as Yakuza.
All right. Because you've already seen this, are there any spoilers that anybody might want to avoid?
No.
Okay, cool.
Other than Kiryu's still alive.
He's what?
What? No, we've already seen part of this trailer, which is this part.
Who is that?
Time.
Who is that guy in front who's not dead right now?
He has no name.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Codename Joryu.
I don't know who that is.
Why would his code name be so like similar to his real name?
So I was wondering about that. Is it because like his name was previously was Kiryu?
Yeah.
And then Juryu. Is it kind of like Q like 9 and then Ju 10? Is that kind of like the gag that they're going for here?
No, I don't think it's a gag
Okay.
at all.
All right. I was just reaching.
Yeah, apparently he's got some apparently that was a yo-yo. I was like, what is he, Spider-Man now? It's like, no, that was a yo-yo. I'm like, what?
It's pretty rad.
It's an underground city with fireworks and shits. Or maybe not underground, I don't know.
I'm guessing it's somewhere on Earth.
Imagine being able to hear so that far away. The dude's like 5 streets away.
And just like whispers to him across the stadium. Yeah.
Some good, and fireworks were going on in the background, by the way.
Hashtag only in anime.
Only in anime. There you go. There you go. That was Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. This, we have a solid date for, is coming out in November 8th, 2023. Releasing on PS4, 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series XS, and PC. Again, no Switch.
All right.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, now that we're covering news, like it's almost like the days for like new Switch games is slowly drying up.
You know, I mean, I got a pet hypothesis, and that is that the Switch is not long for this world. But I'm just waiting for Nintendo to say so.
Please tell what you have, for us installed next, right? Just tell us what you have installed.
Just do it already, so that games can start being announced for the Switch 2 or whatever. Because
we have to retroactively tell people about like the next Switch.
Do you suppose that's part of their strategy at this point? Is just so they can be like, oh look, Nintendo's in this news cycle because look at all these other games that are coming to the Switch 2 or whatever.
I think people would be excited for the new Switch if that was a thing.
Oh, look.
Definitely.
Oh, look. Lies of P is coming to new Nintendo Switch U.
You know what? That's exactly what the new system is going to be called now. The new Nintendo Switch U.
I'm sorry for bringing this evil into your lives, everybody, but that is exactly what it is.
Man. Yeah. So pre-order, by the way, for the Like a Dragon Gaiden is already out. However, it looks like it's digital only in the West. I have checked Play Asia to see if they have physical copies. It looks like they might have listed a physical copy for the West only just so that they have it on. I don't think it's confirmed, so don't get your hopes up. But there is a Southeast Asian version, which most likely will have some kind of English subtitles. So if you really want a physical copy, wait to see around Play Asia. Otherwise, you really cannot wait and you want to pre-order. Well, they do have some bonus for pre-ordering. It comes with the Legendary Fighter Pack that includes series characters Saiko Dojima, Goro Majima, and Taiga Saijima. Pros and cons, but if you're like me and you would really prefer that physical edition, yeah, stick around in PlayAsia and see if they're able to deliver. Because PlayAsia, man, they delivered on more than a couple of games.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry to completely derail in the middle of the stream, but you know what else delivered?
What? Were you waiting for an answer? Oh, hello. Wait, what? Oh, what is this?
Remember, I've complained about it enough times about it not showing up before that Tokyo Otaku mode finally delivered my Valimar.
Did they really?
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be it. I haven't opened it up yet. I'm very much excited and looking forward to opening it up at some point. But I mean, I figure I owe it to the people to let y'all know it did finally arrive, and at some point I'll be assembling this. Yeah, so they also delivered.
Nice.
Eventually. It only took 6 months.
I'm glad they did eventually deliver it to you, but wow.
I know.
Finally.
Oh, jeez. So, all right. Are you done with the RGG info here for Like a Dragon Gaiden?
Time to move to like the true heavy hitter of Summer Game Fest.
Yeah, here. So there's this little indie RPG that that they kind of announced. It's a sequel actually, so it's kind of a sequel to an indie that there's not a whole lot of people who really care about this one, but it's called Final Fantasian 7.
Yes.
Remake. I don't know.
Final Fantasia. The 7th.
Yeah. Anyways, so we got a trailer for this game, and it's coming out sometime in 2023, early 2023 apparently. And we got a trailer to get some people riled up. So let's.
Sorry, early 2024. Why did I put that?
Yeah, why did you do that, Baku? I don't know. Jeez, it's almost like your brain was fried from watching too many Let's Dance movies.
There were a lot. There were a lot.
So we actually have 2 trailers, but we're gonna watch this one first.
That's right. We have 2 trailers to watch for this game.
We're still here at the scene of this terrible.
Now I want you guys to pay attention to this, okay?
There will be a quiz.
There will be a quiz.
Search and rescue operations are already in progress.
Oh no, what happened to that dog?
Is that a dog though?
I don't know. All I know is that it's kind of reddish.
Just look at it all. It's so green.
On a scale of like 1 to 13, I'd say it's 13. Right?
It's still going strong.
It may look that way, but in reality, it's barely hanging on.
Was wondering.
God, this
Man,
thing
that
looks
does look good.
gorgeous.
Where's he been? And you're asking me this? This is gonna sound crazy.
Chocobo, hey!
As far as I know,
Quack?
Cloud was never in Nibelheim.
Nice.
The live stream
This scene,
is the very
iconic.
essence of our star.
Yeah, so we're definitely gonna hit Cosmo Cannon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely hitting Cosmo Cannon.
Hojo, they're connected to Sephiroth.
Hojo.
Shadows of the Mad, I believe he called them.
Sephiroth was in Midgard. We fought him. Whatever happened, he's alive.
But why come back now? After 5 years, doing who knows what.
Who knows?
Who knows?
What?
Think we woke it up.
Some battles, some combat. I wanted to see some combat. I was happy to see some combat. Red 13 can be used. It looks like
Feast your eyes on the Turk's latest and greatest, Elena.
She may be
we get to fight Elena.
Oh, man, I feel like such a fake fan. I mean, I'm not. So here's the thing. I actually never. No, I've played through 7. Like I played through quite a lot of it. I just don't remember much of it after all these years. So I don't.
That looked
even
like
remember.
Omni Slash.
It did. I don't even remember who Elena is. And why
Elena's
that's
one of the
important.
Turks. Look, this is combined like skills.
Like, oh yeah.
Yes, combined
dual
skills.
techs.
Yeah, dual techs. Isn't that cool?
That is pretty dang cool.
They say she's a monster. That she can
Is that
peer
Genova?
inside you, into the very depths of your soul. That she can become those you hate.
Potentially one of many Genova fights that we have to do.
Yeah.
You murdered my dad. You burned my village.
Shouldn't have said anything, Tifa.
Killed her.
You are
So,
terrible
who
at
is she?
stealth. Could have had advantage in sneak attack on that if she hadn't said something.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah,
So yeah.
looks pretty dang cool.
Mm-hmm.
But wait, there's more trailer. Let's check out other trailer. So here's Baku wanted you to pay attention because there's something a little bit different about the Japanese version of this trailer.
Just a little different.
And I don't know what it is yet, so I'll see if I can spot it.
Yes. So I want to give credit to Atai Mochi. Oh, sorry. Aitai Kimochi. I always mispronounce her name. Aitai Kimochi for translating this one for us. We'll link it down below so you guys can see the subtitle translation that they had made for us.
それって私を疑ってるの？あの時とは別人じゃないかって。
So what you have to look for basically are, so the translation is extremely on point. So you don't really have to question like what they're really saying.
Yeah.
Which is a very different trailer than
It's wildly different. Wildly different trailer so far. Is that it?
Did I give you the wrong trailer?
Maybe.
Maybe. Did I give? Wait, hold on. Hold on. Did I give you the wrong trailer?
Maybe because that was
No,
all
I
of
did
that
give you the wrong trailer.
Oh,
I did
dear.
give you the wrong trailer.
Oh,
This is why.
Okay, throw it in the
This
doc.
is why. Hold on. Give
So
me one
we
second.
got other more different Japanese trailer to take a look at.
Other more different trailer. Yes.
Indeed. Yeah, throw it in the doc when you get a chance.
I gave you the wrong one. Ah,
Oh,
God.
man.
That was my fault.
It's
hang
almost
on.
like Baku's brain was just fried from all of the FIFA trailers that he had to just wade through to get to the real good stuff. It's almost as if.
I had to watch this one and I was like, oh, we should include this one. It is still from Aitai Kimochi. So it is still from her channel. She had done this translation and subbed.
Okay.
Yes. Did you get that?
Oh, did you put it in the doc or it's on Discord, huh? Okay.
Oh yes. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I got it. All right. Let's throw it in here.
I changed it in the Discord. I mean, I changed it on the doc anyways.
All right.
All right. All right. So let's pay attention to this trailer.
Yeah. That other one was a false alarm.
That was a
This
false alarm.
This one's
I
the
thought this
real
is quite different, but not that different. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the completely different trailer that I was thinking about. Okay, so what you really want to pay attention to are the things that the characters are saying. Very different from the English version.
Okay.
Like this part right here.
それに私なんかよりずっと強そう。
そう見えるだけだ。だから
Which some things are interestingly different. Other ones that I'll point out later are going to be
どこで何をしてたのか。
decidedly different.
それ
And we don't know what they necessarily mean, but we can talk about it.
5年前クラウドはニブルヘイムに来なかったの。
So far, it seems pretty close.
Oh, close for sure. But just wait.
あれはセフィロスの言ってみれば分身。追えばセフィロス本人に対応する。俺たちはミッドガルでセフィロスと戦ってきた。あいつは生きている。
どうして今になって現れたんだろう。5年間何をしていたのかな。
It's the reunion crowd again.
Yeah.
起こしてしまったようだ。
You can see the double tech again.
私はタークス期待の新人イリーナ。
Yeah, just like right there, just now. That he didn't say any. He didn't talk about Elena.
Yeah.
He was just like, "Don't underestimate us." It would just be like little things like that. But something matters a little bit more later. We'll point it out.
Okay.
But let's see if the folks can catch it.
Okay. I'll see
Look,
if I
double
can
tech.
catch it, because I'm also casual. At least as it relates to Final Fantasy VII.
かつて怪物がいた。その怪物は人の心を読み、姿を変えた。恐れる顔、愛する顔を見せて、人を動かしたという。
僕のパパを、僕も村のみんなを。
ティファは俺が殺したはずだ。
Wait a second.
Did you catch it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you think?
What?
What? Huh? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I insist on Japanese voice acting when the script is written originally in Japanese, because these things, believe it or not, gets written out in localization all the time. When you play like especially Trails. Oh my god, especially Trails games. I can't tell you the amount of times where like there are just these little details that are in like the Japanese script that doesn't get like thrown into the translation, because either A, there's no way to localize it, but it carries certain like connotations that tells you things ahead of time. Or B, they just didn't know that it mattered. So when they localized that, they tried their best. But it turns out that like the two ways of writing the same thing, even though like at a micro level, they're comparable. Once you like take it back and you look at the entire thing
From a bird's eye view,
it tells you a lot more than so that is the reason why. So so in this instance, Sephiroth in the English trailer said, well, I killed her, so who is she? Who's her? Right? It didn't make any sense. In the Japanese version, he explicitly said, I killed Tifa. Who is she? Like, who is this?
Yeah.
Like, what?
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of fan theories are flying around. It could be a lot of things. It could be any of the things. So I would really like to hear what you guys like fan theories are about in the comments. Yeah, where we're asking. Just please type in that comments. I love reading those. My personal fan theory right now for all this is just good old multiverse.
Yeah.
Good old multiverse. We've seen some indications from the previous game. I'm not just saying that, like, just pulling stuff out.
Sure.
There's some hints of it already in the first game. You see things that shouldn't have happened yet in flashbacks, but they would have happened in the OG Final Fantasy game. When they talk about the Wraith and what those things are, remember? There's a decided reason why like this game playthrough is different than like the OG version, and I think that's their way of sort of tying it together to say, why is this not like a faithful, complete redo of basically the first game, but like prettier graphics, so to speak. It's like, no, the story is fundamentally different, but in what ways, right?
I think it's going to rhyme in a lot of ways, right?
It's definitely, well, a lot of alliteration for sure.
Yeah. But we'll have to find out more when it comes out eventually. But until then, let your minds just, your wheels just spin with anticipation.
Hype responsibly.
Yeah. Want to take this next one, Baku?
Okay, so now that we're done with the Summer Game Fest, we're also done with most of the other summaries. Now we are coming to the last game show that we had the pleasure of watching over this past week, and that is the Xbox Showcase, which actually happened today as I was writing this. So some things we kind of saw before, some things were a bit of a surprise. We're going to start with this game that I didn't plan to add in until I saw it, and I thought, wow, this is really cool. It is not what you think. Has nothing to do with leaks. It is a game called Dungeons of Hinterberg. It is from an Austrian-based developer, Microbird Games, a third-person cel-shaded action RPG. The game takes place in modern times, which is very interesting, where you follow a law trainee, Luisa, as she travels to the Austrian Alps to take a break from the modern life and to fight some fantastical creatures in dungeons. I'm like, the premise is pretty intriguing. So shall we take a look at it?
We shall.
Let's do it.
What have we got here? There's a pack with a map.
And a sword.
Heckin' A, man.
This is what swords should look like in the modern age. Branded.
Yeah, that's true. The Slash-O-Matic 2000.
Yeah, I mean, this is like modern times. You got cafes, you've got like cable cards, and apparently they're just like dungeons in the Alps, and you just go and fight monsters. I mean, what?
Have you never been?
I've unfortunately never been, but I heard the Alps is nice.
Yeah.
With lots of dungeons.
Yeah. Lots of grinding going on at the Alps.
Lots of grinding.
That's what I heard.
The Alps. Yeah, that game looks really good.
I mean,
what did you think?
What happens? What did you think happens when you find a stranger in the Alps? Lots of grinding.
Hopefully not a goblin. Like
lots of grinding when you find a stranger in the Alps.
Yikes. So yeah, there's a plan. By the way, all the games from Xbox Showcase, they all say they're coming to Xbox, of course. But what I'm not able to gather are what other platforms they're going to be released on. So I'm just like elected to just say when do they plan to release? Obviously on Xbox because this is the Xbox Showcase, but just take it from us that they're probably going to be on other platforms. They just haven't announced it yet, but they will.
Yeah,
as they always do.
I was gonna say, at the very least, it's coming to PC. I mean, because there's at this point pretty much no such thing as an Xbox exclusive. It is
Almost,
either.
yeah.
I mean, there might be a game or two exclusive to Xbox, but most of them are at least coming to PC. And in the past, a lot of Xbox exclusives that have gotten a lot of people really riled up turned out to be just like a couple days of exclusivities on the
embargo.
announcement. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll know in a couple of days. But for now, that's the reason why I'm not including any of the other like consoles, because it's just too new. Embargo is still happening. I don't know. But you know what? We'll keep you guys updated.
For sure. So next up, Capcom showed off their newest IP in the Xbox showcase called Kunitsu-Gami, Path of the Goddess.
Did you see this?
No.
You haven't seen this, right? Oh my god, this thing is trippy.
Of course. Okay, let me be totally forthright. This is the Xbox showcase. I did not watch this at all because this is the Xbox showcase.
Well, there are more games in here. I would say that there are more games here in the Xbox showcase that intrigue me.
I know that now.
Than the Sony showcase, which is crazy.
I know that now, but I just had such low expectations. But yeah.
Look at this. Well, actually, keep watching. This one gets trippy. This one gets really trippy.
Kunitsu-Gami, huh?
Kunitsu-Gami, yeah.
Kunitsu-Gami, okay. Looks pretty creepy.
Kunitsu-Gami is like a type of gods in like Japanese mythology.
I got that from the Gami suffix, but Kunitsu.
Yeah. So you know how Norse mythology, you have like the vanguards and the was it no, not vanguard, hold on. There are like two different types of gods even in the Norse mythology, right?
Sure.
I forgot what they're called, but this is kind of similar. It's like two different like pantheons.
Pantheons.
Pantheons, yeah. From what I was reading. I didn't get too deep into it because, of course, I just heard this word today and I spent most of my time writing the docket, so I didn't have time to look into it. But I was like, what does this mean? So apparently it's got to do with some kind of Shintoism pantheon of some sort.
I kind of dig it, though.
It will probably tell us more about what we're looking at if I could have done the research a little bit earlier.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, you were strapped for time, and someone in chat says that it kind of reminds me of Onimusha. And coming from Capcom, that would totally track. That would make absolute sense.
This is so that was a really trippy like title. Fighting hordes of demons, it looks like. But yeah, that looked really good.
Yeah, well, so we don't really have any sort of release window, but we will probably find out more during the Capcom showcase. That happens tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time. And we will have a watch link in the description after the show. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Ooh, I'm definitely going to be watching that tomorrow.
And as it so happens, look at what you have up next. I saved all of the goodies for you here, Baku. All of you're gonna be so happy.
I figure you would be in. I cannot wait until you watch this trailer. You haven't watched any of these trailers, right?
Correct.
I cannot wait. Okay, you guys got to pay attention to Derek's reaction to this one, okay? For those of you who've seen it, I don't want a single peep from you, okay? No spoilers to the trailer. Let Derek watch it, okay? So
all right.
So let's talk a little bit about this. The RGG Studio showed off an unexpected trailer for their new Like a Dragon game called Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
I like the sound of this.
Yes.
So,
All right, you ready for the trailer? You
Okay.
ready for this?
all right,
Let's
yeah,
do
I'm
it.
ready.
Oh, I can't. I'm just gonna stare at Derek's face for a minute. I'm like, I
just-
need to know.
I'll just start making funny faces.
Oh, oh wait, no, that's not the right trailer.
yeah,
no,
okay.
no,
Wrong one.
wrong one. Yes, this one. Yes,
This one.
Yes.
Got there eventually. Okay.
Oh, you will make funny faces. All right. You won't even need to try.
It's Kasuga. No.
My man says no.
So he's obviously washed ashore at the Isle of Manassas. Okay, so I've seen this Austin Powers movie before. This is great.
Oh my god! A stranger!
Surf's up, dude. All right. Ryuga Kotoku, like a dragon, infinite wealth. That is. We don't know the details yet, but it's basically implied in this trailer that Ichiban got somehow transported over to Hawaii in the States. So that's kind of cool if the game actually takes place in Hawaii.
Okay.
That'd be interesting. We're not exactly sure if this is like a Dragon 8, but you know, the infinite sign kind of tracks with the number 8.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
not much is known. It is not clear if this is truly like a Dragon 8, but it's extremely plausible that this is the working title for like a Dragon 8.
I can see
We'll
that.
find out more information on this title and the previously mentioned Gaiden game during the RGG Summit on June 15th at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central. We'll leave a watch link for that event as well in the description after the show.
So yeah, initial thoughts are: it looks like not all the dinghies were in the water that for that show.
So I've been told that this game will be like an action, oh not an action, sorry, it will be like a turn-based RPG
Yeah.
affair, just like a Dragon. So
Assuming this is Yakuza 8, that's
assuming this is Yakuza 8. So looking forward to seeing Derek playing that one because you enjoyed the previous one, I think.
I did, and I have
Yes.
a review that I need to do.
I cannot keep track of all the reviews you promised us at this point. I cannot keep track. There's Cold Steel reviews, and then there's this, and then it's like at least 10 other games.
We'll get there.
I can't keep track of all the games that you're supposed to do these reviews for.
You might have already seen this on the Atlas Instagram early, but and you might have seen me talking about it on one of my YouTube shorts. In fact, I sure hope whoever it is that released this information a little bit early did not get fired for it.
So fired. So fired.
But we did get an official announcement for Persona 3 Reload.
Heck yeah.
Let's check this out.
Let's check this out.
Well, who could that be?
Who could this be? Don't
I
know
guess
her.
we'll never know.
Persona music always good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, those UIs, man.
Oh my god. It's real.
It's real.
It's really coming in early 2024.
It really is.
Okay. All right. So, hype responsibly, everybody. And here's the moral of the story for today's show. Hype responsibly. Fans have been asking for Persona 3 FES and P3P content. But in an interview with IGN, the producer Ryota Nishima and chief director Kazuhisa Wada, they have confirmed that the remake will only feature content from the original Persona 3 title.
Yes. So if anyone is looking for female protag, you know what? I think those are the questions that I've seen. It's either like FEMC or FES. Those are like the acronyms that's been thrown out.
I mean,
so
here's
they
the
basically,
question.
yeah.
Why would anybody remake the objectively worst version of the game?
What, the answer?
No. Just Persona 3 stock. The very first version. Why would they not include all of the additional? I mean, because so FES has additional social links. You know, a revamped schedule that gives you more opportunities to spend time with various individuals. It gives you, gosh, what else did it do? It did also have the post game content, but I think that it also like added new characters that you could hang out with and stuff. Like FES content isn't only the post game, the answer, which is the worst version or the worst part of FES, as you alluded to before. But like, why would you do the stock version? Why not include some of that additional content that just objectively makes the game better?
Yeah, I wonder about that. Well, there are two ways to interpret it, right? The first way is the strict interpretation that is, hey, we're doing a revamped version of the first game, and sorry, not the first game, the original game,
the stock standard,
and we will not give you anything extra. Period. Or what they mean to say is, hey, we will give you, all the, nice quality of life stuff, if not maybe even more quality of life stuff. Because if they strictly stick to the original P3, you can't even control your party members, period.
You can't do that in P3 FES either. It's only
you can do it in P3P, yeah. So I don't know if that's necessarily the way that they're going. Like in P4, you can control your party. In P5, you control your party. I think they will give you some of these quality of life controls, better way to control your calendar, perhaps. So maybe what they mean is, here, the content they're really talking about is maybe like the answer or like the entire female protagonist route. Those are totally not going to be there. But some things that are like improvements that came from these games, I still see them potentially being there.
Yeah.
Just maybe not story content.
Yeah. So there's that. But also part of me is thinking, is this going to be an excuse for them to add DLC down the road?
DLC or like an enhanced version?
That's the 4D chess play, right? Is to put out Persona 3 Reload, and then in 2 years, Persona 3 Reloaded. Or no, Revelations.
Reload again.
What was the Matrix titles? Persona. So there's Matrix, and then Reloaded, and then Revelations. So yeah, next up, Persona 3 Revelations.
There you go.
And it's the
you think they wouldn't do it. You think they wouldn't do it. They totally would do it.
I know. They've done that for every release, every major Persona release.
Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of another Persona game, here's another one that got leaked and announced way too early. The new Persona 5 spin-off, Persona 5 Tactica, a tactical RPG that has the cast of Persona 5 getting isekai'd. That's basically the gist of the story. And we'll see in the trailer. Like, they'll immediately get isekai'd.
What the hell? What happened to the TV?
So they're getting isekai'd. What? They're in the cafe, and then the cafe got sent to a different world.
Of course. Why wouldn't it?
I've totally seen this in anime before, by the way.
What is this place? It looks like we're in a palace.
What the hell is going on? Who are these people?
This
No idea. But if they're
does look
I'm so not down for the chibi art. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm interested in the gameplay, but I'm not interested in the art at all.
Yeah, I'm not in love.
Yeah. I have a soft spot for tactical RPG.
It is a little interesting, though, that they are continuing to expand the Persona 5 universe with a second spin-off. Is this the second or is this the third? Because they had Strikers.
They have Strikers, yeah.
And they have this.
No,
Was there a dancing game?
Yes. I was about to say, technically, this is the third spin-off. Is Striker the dancing game in this?
Okay. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people are okay with the art because they like Persona Q, so they've already seen that before.
True.
I am not down with it, but like I said, I am excited to see what they would do with a tactical RPG. Yeah. Mhm.
It's the fourth one because there's also the mobile game.
I don't. That's not a. No, that does not count. We don't talk about mobile.
It looked kind of cool. Okay, fine.
No, but seriously, I'm interested in seeing what Persona does. Like, some people are like, "Oh, they're milking it." It's like, yeah, maybe, but at least they're giving you like new experiences, if that makes sense. So Striker's a new experience. It's like a completely different gameplay, right? You know, dancing game, like rhythm game, that's a completely different like experience, right? This is a completely different experience. The Persona Q, if you count those as spin-offs, then okay, maybe that's another spin-off. But that's also like a different experience, right? So they're sort of like explore different ways to play using these base characters and base lore. There's the Persona 4 arena, right? Like so there's like fighting game Persona, and that's really cool. So I'm interested to see, you know, how they will expand and how they apply these casts in different gaming style, right? So that's the reason why I kind of sort of look the other way. They're not just simply doing a gacha game and milking it to, you know, oblivion. Looking at you, Final Fantasy. Although there
are definitely more
a
egregious versions of that for sure.
Yeah. Although that they are talking about a mobile game now, so maybe I spoke too soon. Right? So there you go. This game is coming out actually this year. There's a firm date on this, which is refreshing because most of the games we talked about this year is like, oh yeah, sometime in 2023, sometimes in 2024.
Soon.
Yeah, soon.
Sometime.
Sometimes. This one is coming out November 17th, an exact date in 2023. So we'll look to see what other console this game gets released once the embargo is over.
All right. Well, here's the other big one that I've been hearing some rumblings about for some time, especially in the last day or so. Today, we're saving perhaps the most unexpected announcement for us all. Atlas, and after announcing all these other things, announced that Project ReFantazio is actually got a different name now. They actually named it something other than just ReFantazio. I am just completely blown away by that news. I mean, just earth-shattering moment for sure for us all. Round of applause for Atlas for breaking the mold, I think. You know, courage, you know, is what it takes.
Different name.
They actually, all right. So the new name is called Metaphor Re Fantazio. So you know, it's kind of like the original project name, but it sounds vaguely Italian. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer that they dropped alongside the real announcement about the new name.
I think you will be amazed at this trailer. I was amazed at this trailer.
I've seen nothing.
Try not to fanboy too hard.
I've seen nothing.
I freaked out, and I'm not exactly the biggest Persona Atlas fan, but I freaked out when I saw this. Yep, beautiful anime. Got some cool combat situation going on. Like, I feel like if there's a great way to do trailer, we look at trailers all the time. This is how a great trailer should be. You know?
There is so much to take in here.
I know. Atlas is like, either there's no news or this. It's under 2 minutes. It tells you what you need to know. It gets you hype. It shows you gameplay. And it also gives you like a time frame.
All right. Sometime in 2024.
Sometime in 2024.
And apparently it'll be on Xbox Series X and S.
Apparently.
And also probably everything else.
Yes.
Except for Switch.
Except for Switch.
Because the Switch Wii U Pro has not been released or announced yet. What does that sound?
That's the next piece of news, guys. Please, no spoilers. Yes. So yeah, wow, that game looked amazing. Like I like how Atlas just went from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
The last time they've shown us anything was one of the characters, and just like a side view maybe, and that was about it. And just Project ReFantazio. That was it. Like, we haven't gotten anything on this game for the good like 2-3 years.
Yeah, they announced the title and then radio silence.
Yeah,
complete radio silence for years. And then they're just like, oh, by the way, here's the pièce de résistance. Pretty rad. So,
but yeah, man, what you think of that? Were you able to take in all those information just now? Oh,
no.
You have to watch.
No,
you have
it
to
was
watch
a
it
lot
again.
of really fast cuts. Holy cow!
You have to watch it again.
They had like a 90-second trailer, but it felt like it should have been like a 3-minute trailer for me to really catch it all.
Mm-hmm.
This is how they rack up the views on YouTube. This is what I need to start doing. I think I just need to start putting out reviews that are like 5 minutes long, but they're actually contain like 3 hours of content, and you just have to like rewatch it, 17 times.
You just have to talk faster.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to like slow you down.
100%.
Yeah, no, I was slowing down. I was pausing. I was looking at like the battle like menu, and I saw some familiar words from Persona or SMT games. So I think folks who have played SMT games can dive right in. I saw some spells in there that they don't sound like regular words, and they're like Makuraja or something. I'm just like,
oh, like Maurakukaja. Oh, okay. So that's So that's definitely Persona and SMT kind of
Exactly.
nomenclature. It's not
Exactly.
Yeah. It's not like Thunder or whatever.
Yeah, not Thunder 3 or Thundara.
Oh,
No, but
Kaja. Yeah.
but like yeah, so now obviously that doesn't mean that this is tied to like the SMT franchise in any way. It could very well just, they're just reusing these conventions because people who play Atlas RPG are probably familiar with it. So don't take it too far into that rabbit hole. This definitely looks to be a brand new IP, and if there are any, connective tissues to SMT, I think it's just going to be more like a Easter egg kind of deal. They've stated that this is a new IP, so that's kind of where I'm going from this. Just in case anyone's wondering, is this like another SMT spinoff? Apparently not. Apparently they've been meaning to make a new, like more like fantasy based IP as opposed to like Persona or even SMT that's more like either like post-apocalyptic or like current modern day. So it looks really good. We'll see if they can give us yet more things, like what other console is on sometime soon. So let's move away from the games now. We got through all the games.
Yeah,
we got through all the games. We got through all the games.
And surprisingly, like a normal amount of time, but we did end up skipping a lot of stuff at the beginning of the show. So
that is true.
Yeah.
All right. We only have 2 pieces of news left, and that is the industry news. So we have already talked about the Capcom showcase and also the RGG Summit. What we may have not talked about is the Final Fantasy XVI pre-launch celebration that happened 3 hours ago. In fact, I think it's over now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like our viewership, our live viewership, is a little lower than normal, but I think that's to be expected considering this was going on at the same time, and the fact that we did as well as we did means that we're both pretty dumb for choosing to do that tonight. but also that a lot of our viewers, I think, are enjoying the Final Fantasy 16 info.
Yeah, thank you for being here and watching this.
Yeah, you guys could have been watching the live event this whole time.
You were
here with us. You got suckered into it, I guess.
They're like, kidding. What? There's a live show? What? I'm so sorry. But hey, demo will be available tomorrow morning, according to the live event. So
we saw the chats coming in as we went. We haven't been monitoring it live, but yeah, thank you for letting us know as the show has been going on. You can get the demo for Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow. Pretty rad. Ugh.
Yeah, next week we'll look at the Final Fantasy 16 Salvation trailer together. And we will just take one last look at Final Fantasy 16 before it's released. Actually, on the 22nd is when that will come out.
All right, let's give this a gander.
Wait, what are we watching? What are we looking at? What are we looking at?
No. Wrong one.
Are you trying to look at the last piece of news?
Nope.
That is the last piece of news. Yes.
There we go. Oh wait.
So,
wait. Wait. Did we have another trailer? We had another trailer, didn't we?
Oh, no, we did not.
Oh, okay. Well,
no, we did not.
I thought
that
we
was
had
for next week.
Yep. Oh, my bad. I thought you were saying we had a Southeastern trailer to watch. Okay, Southeast Asia trailer.
No.
That's right. That's a link to the live event. I was confused. Whatever.
All right, well, since Derek already kind of played a little bit of it, let's talk about it. So, moving on to fan community projects. Okay, so this is one of those news where like I've gotten a couple of times on Twitter. I'm sure Derek has gotten it a couple of times on Twitter. We just never had enough things to talk about that compelled us to want to talk about it. But after 3 years of hard work, the good folks over at Final Fantasy IX Memoria project finally put out like a full 25 minutes non-playable. I just want to make it clear that this is a non-playable gameplay demo. It was 25 minutes long. We'll take a look at it for a little bit. We're not gonna look at the whole thing.
We're gonna watch the full 25-minute trailer here, guys. Live reaction. Just kidding. Let's watch this.
I wouldn't mind it, actually.
I mean, I wouldn't mind either, but I mean, at the same time, I would.
Yeah. So just want to make it clear for folks that this is, again, a non-playable passion project led by a team of professional developers and artists in the video game industry that aims to reimagine what the legendary game would look like if it was remade with modern graphical capabilities, i.e. Unreal Engine 5. This is 25 minutes and it's voiced, and it got released a couple of days ago. We will list the link in the description so you guys can watch this 25 minutes of glory, and truly it looks magnificent.
Yeah, and just to make it abundantly clear, Square Enix, do not sue these people for putting out a video. That would be dumb.
That would be extremely dumb. This is non-playable. They've made it extremely clear that this will never be playable. This is not a game. This is just a tech demo.
That's cool, though.
It's really non-profit. Cool. Okay, they make no money, no donations.
Gosh, that does look cool, though.
Right? Yeah, you know, if there was a 9 remake that looks like this, I'd buy that in a heartbeat. I will throw down today. Limited edition and all. Yeah. Final Fantasy 9 is one of those games that I didn't learn to appreciate until post-college.
Oh, man. I loved it when I played it initially.
I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I couldn't stop looking at chibi characters and like, God, this is so gross. Like, why are we going back to this?
Oh.
Yeah, I was the terrible person.
You didn't appreciate that it was a farewell to this particular style of Final Fantasy title.
Didn't care for it. I was like,
to be fair, at the time we didn't know it was a farewell.
Yeah.
But
I was very done with it. But then oh yeah, look at this. This is walking around town.
Oh.
Look at that. That looks so good. WTF, Square Enix, please. I'm not saying do this exactly, of course, but and it's voiced.
It's cool that that's cool. I could watch this all day, but I seriously should not. We've already watched 3 minutes. Can you? Did you know that it has been 3 minutes already? It has been 3 minutes.
It didn't even feel like it's been 3 minutes.
It feels like it's been like 45 seconds, but we have to stop it.
Yeah. So of course,
cool.
Again, the link will be in the description. So please take a look at it. It's a combination of 3 years of hard work from these folks, and we really appreciate their sacrifice and also their passion in making this. Looks amazing. I get a little giddy because I really like FF9. After my second playthrough, I'm just like, man, this is a good candidate. Yeah, but heck, you know, if even if Square Enix just remastered the darn thing like they said they would, I'd play it.
Man. So before we wind down today's show, wind up, wind down, whatever it is, wind to the left or the right, we do have some super chats and things to talk about here. So
yes,
from Poson Theory, they are a new member of the channel, so thank you so much there. Welcome to the super friends. From Bring Back Fluffy Dogs, they said, I just ordered my Hype Responsibly t-shirt. Get them while they last. HitPoint fam. Join the Mint Nation today. Love you both. Oh, yeah. You can get them in mint or I think, actually, this is my mint, but I also have one that is ice blue as well. That is very nice as well for those of you who just, you know, I kind of don't love green personally, but I loved the mint green. But the ice blue, just to, you know, change things up, is very nice.
I wore it for St. Patty's Day. It was great. I got so many compliments. They're like, "Where'd you get this?"
Oh, did you tell him
I'm
you can
like,
get it at
well.
shop.superderekrpgs.com?
I sure did because I was streaming that day.
Oh, that's awesome. That's incredible. And if you guys do want a hype responsibly shirt, you can acquire yours using the link in the pinned comment here at shop.superderekrpgs.com. Snag a hit point tee while you're at it if you are into that sort of thing. If you enjoy shows like this called Hit Point. Fluppy Dogs also dropped a sad face for us when I mentioned that I had to swap out my motherboard because of the PCI Express lane issues. But when I mentioned, though, that I have a replacement arriving tomorrow, they said, never mind, Happy Face has returned. So good. Okay.
Thank you.
Let's see. They also dropped a couple bucks here. It says Baku News Gathering Recovery Fund initiated. So that's a couple bucks there for you, Baku. Make sure you get yourself something nice and caffeinated to help bring you back to the world of the living after your incredible sacrifice. Thank you.
I am taking a day off tomorrow.
You trudged through the crap so we didn't have to.
I'm taking a day off tomorrow. I'm not working. I'm taking a day off. I'm done. Thank you.
And on the subject of when we were talking about the game that reminded me of Breath of Fire, what was that game called again? It was
Terra Memoria.
Yes, Terra Memoria. Yes. They said that my B word usage tonight is on fire.
Does that game not look pretty good though?
Oh my gosh. So it looks like some very gorgeous pixel art with, I mean, on a 3D plane, so it's a 3D world with pixel art superimposed or placed upon it, kind of Grandia-esque or Breath of Fire-esque, but with a bloom kind of shader added to it, that I think really brings out some of that additional liveliness to it that you kind of get with a lot of the HD 2D remaster, some of those particle effects. So it's definitely caught my full attention, that's for sure.
2023, all platforms, including the Switch.
Even the Nintendo Switch,
including the Switch.
Wild. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
And then Fluppy Dogs ended with saying, "Thank you for a wonderful show. Don't forget to get your Trails reprints at Video Games Plus, which apparently ends today."
Is it today?
That's what they say.
Hold on.
Check that out.
Hold on. I'm checking it right now. Give me 1 second.
They say, in rebuilding my PS1 collection, I was looking at Lunar Silver Star Story Complete and Lunar 2 Eternal Blue Complete, and wondering which is the better game, the 2-disc versus the 2-disc version. So on that subject, it really depends, in my opinion, on what you really want out of it, because I think that the 4-disc games have some really cool little feelies that come along with it. The cloth map, the original soundtrack is included, and because Eternal Blue Complete also has Lucia's Pendant, which is just a beautiful game, and a beautiful pendant, and I love having mine on the shelf. But if you're being really practical about it, I think that the 2-disc version probably costs a lot less because everybody wants all the extras and all the feelies. And so the 4-disc version also has a disc that is consisted of bloopers and outtakes and behind the scenes stuff. And a lot of that is on YouTube right now. So it's, when you're being really practical about it, it's very hard to justify spending the extra bones on getting the 4-disc versions of the game.
How much extra are we talking?
Well, let me tell you here. If I go to vgpc.com, I could probably find out here in a moment or two.
So while you're doing that, let's go back to the VGP. And yes, as a matter of fact, today at midnight, I could only assume it's Eastern time, is when the pre-order will end. As of this second, if you go to VGP right now, if you haven't done so already, you can still order Trails to Azure Deluxe Edition, Trails from Zero Deluxe Edition, and also Trails of Cold Steel 4 Frontline Edition. All three of them are on the Switch console, and also rated for like North America. You can get those reprints right now, this second, and it will ship to you sometime like in late July, maybe early August.
Now, as for video games, I'm sorry, VGPC video games price charting did not really have a good answer about the Lunar 2 version, or the 4-disc versus the 2-disc versions. But browsing over eBay, it looks like it's about a 50% change in price. So like one's like $100, the other's like 150. So
I mean, I guess if you're
this
like
one, okay, this one's more like 40 versus 150. So I don't know.
I guess if you're like a super fan, I mean, first of all, if you're a super fan, why didn't you have this already?
Yeah, if you're a super fan, go get the 4-disc version. If you're not, if you might be, I mean, emulate it first and then decide.
If you're like a tiny fan, you can get the but if you're like a super fan, then get like the most expensive things. You just might not be able to get something else, but that's okay. You pick and choose, right?
That's right.
Such is life. Limited resources.
And also, quick shout out to Pixel Jelly Jalopy Bites. Thank you.
Yes.
I got there eventually. Yeah, you helped. Pixel Jalopy Bites. Thank you so much for joining the Super Friends. Very much appreciated. All right, everybody. I think that does about it for today.
Yes.
That's a whole lot of news, and it's a whole lot of fun to hang out with you all. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you're new here and if you liked any of what you saw, please be sure to get followed so you'll see when we go live next Sunday. And also be sure, if you're enjoying this on whatever podcasting platform of choice you're listening on, whether that be Apple or Spotify or whatever, drop us a like or a review. It really does help us acquire new audience members, and we hope to see you all in the next one. Baku, any closing thoughts that you'd like to leave the people with?
I'm taking tomorrow off. Good night.
Have a great night, everybody.